I'm Davey.
I'm Misty.
DMWATS.
Unscripted.
Unedited.
Unapologetic.
Let's get it. Everybody, I am Davey.
I'm Misty.
And we are DMWATS. You guys, welcome to a special episode of DMWATS podcast where we are going to be looking at a walk through dimensions. You guys may notice the visual is a little bit different. We have the author of the book, A Walk Through Dimension, Josh Fredrick. Everybody say welcome, Josh. Welcome, Josh. Yay! How's it going, buddy? How's it going, Josh?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing all right. We have to say that we both just finished your book. And bruh.
So although we won't give anything away, I will say after I read it, so I was on the couch, Davey was in the dining room, he was reading it, I was reading it, I got done, and I just threw the book and went, holy shit.
It's like, well,
and he was like, don't say anything. And so last night when he finished the book, he goes, well,
I had a friend that was the first person to ever read it. She refused to talk to me for the rest of the night.
Are you serious?
She read it. My aunt called me and cussed at me.
I love that. That's what ants are for. That's great.
Yeah, that's what they're for.
Yeah. I've gotten a lot of positive, yet you son of a bitch reactions.
Absolutely.
Oh man, and that's what I can say, that when a lot of this, what we like great about the book is that it's not your average just, oh, we're gonna read this and we can interpret what's going on next.
Right.
Yeah, no.
No.
Sometimes the wall is just fucking blue.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah.
And I had to keep reminding myself of that, honest to God. I was like, no, you know.
I mean, maybe there's symbolism in it that I forgot about, but yeah.
No, but hey, but obviously, hey, this is an interview.
I'm just gonna say this: you're frozen, so like,
but we're gonna roll with it.
We're just gonna go with it.
We're gonna
I'm
roll
sure
with
you'll
it.
come back at some point.
Yep. So we're gonna roll with it. But hey,
I made a weird face there.
Yeah, you did. But obviously, we got questions, bro. We got questions. If you guys are watching this and wondering, this walk through dimensions, you're either gonna close the book and be like, okay, where's this dude at? I got so many questions, and I am really pissed off.
And I encourage that. If you go on Facebook, search Josh Fredrick author, ask me questions.
But I will also say,
and I still have questions I haven't hit him with yet.
But we will also say that regardless of how you feel when you end the book, you're gonna want more. And that's where we're at right now.
Seriously.
You're gonna want more.
Which, by the way, I sent the beginning of the second book to Misty. Were you able to get a chance to read that?
I have not gotten
to it yet.
Honestly, it was out of respect for Davey because I was just waiting so I could not tease him with it because I'm very vocal.
Yeah.
And especially when I'm reading it, I'm like,
that at all. Yeah.
No, you haven't. Oh, I'm glad I haven't bothered you that much. Yeah, I get really like keyed up and stuff over stuff that I like. And so I'm over here reading and I'm like, no way.
Hey, man.
I got nothing.
Yeah. But going forward, man, we got a few questions for you that we know that other people are gonna have questions about. So check it out.
Something real quick about it.
Go ahead.
Please.
Just so you know, Misty, if you're like wanting answers right away, you're gonna be fucking pissed at me.
Oh, okay.
So it's even worse. Is what you said?
Oh yeah, the books are gonna get progressively worse.
I love that though, but I kind of like that because it's, I don't know, I feel like I was let in. I don't know how else to put this, and please don't take offense to it, but I feel like I was let in on a joke that I've always known but didn't realize it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when you and I were talking, and to me you represent, it's very Douglas Adams like, but not necessarily hitchhikers. It's more like Restaurant at the End of the Universe, because I felt like I already knew your style and what you were about in the sarcasm and that writing, and I loved it so much that I almost don't want to know a lot of those answers, if anything, if that makes sense. I like being a part of this journey and this ongoing map of dimensions.
Yeah, 'cause I will say that while like I don't want to give any of the book away, but it's literally like to me I like I would say the back and forth. I really did like
banter.
the banter. I did like that. The back. I think that was at first you're like what huh? And then as you're reading, you come to become anxious. Okay, but what about what's going on
Anxious
here?
or anxious?
Say what?
Anxious.
Anxious or
Yeah.
anxious?
Yeah.
Anxious.
Thanks. Yeah.
Anxious.
Thanks.
Anxious is the best word.
But we're gonna go ahead and get into it with our questions. Baby, you got the first
Excuse
one for him?
me. Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, okay. So this is just kind of a about you. So when did it ever hit you that you wanted to be an author? Were you always a writer? Like what happened?
I've been writing since I was like 10. I think the first story I actually wrote that like I thought could be turned into a book, which looking back, it's absolute crap and garbage. And I hate myself for thinking that. Was a story about reimagined Greek mythology.
Oh,
Wow.
Kind of similar to it's very, very simple. It was like 20 pages is all, but it was just basically like, I'm not sure how much you guys know about Greek mythology.
We actually are great big Greek mythology enthusiasts.
Okay.
Both of us.
Well, I noticed that there weren't really too many stories that I was familiar with about Helios, the god of the sun.
okay.
So it just basically did a story about what would happen if he got kidnapped. Like he's essentially probably the most important god to the humans.
Yeah.
Because so it just went into that. But again, it was total shit, and I've burned every memory of it.
Oh wow. But how old were you again? What?
Like 10.
So it's something that's always been in you.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
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 So what? Then I'm just gonna go ahead. You had mentioned to us that it took you 6 years to write A Walk Through Dimensions.
Yeah.
How many edits do you think there are? How many times do you think you've rewritten this story and wrote it again?
Like completely rewrote it?
Yeah, just like
or was it more of a
or did
I just like
yeah,
not this page or whatever? Like did you ever like screw it, I gotta
like
throw the book?
Like I did second I think I did a third draft total, but I never really rewrit anything.
Okay.
Like I got rid of I know some stuff was just kind of I think at one point in the beginning when Emily's dating a guy, I had something a little creepy that as a 20-year-old I didn't really realize was as creepy as it was. But
sure.
then I edited that. But I've had the plot, I've had the exact last sentence of the word. Like the last sentence of the book was like the first thing I came up with.
Really?
That's so cool.
That's that's you got your what is it, George Lucas thing going on there?
And you guys know, well, George Lucas sucked at planning.
You just literally thought from the end.
I'm gonna make these siblings kiss.
But
cool.
cool.
So basically just like I knew, and you guys know like how crazy that last sentence is.
Oh yes.
Around that.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, it builds the suspense is building. And then that last sentence, I was like, mother.
He did, and he just went, "Are you serious?"
That last sentence, I closed the book and just
to loosen up.
Yeah, I literally closed the book and did the slow head turn. And my wife was like,
"It was great."
It was like,
and I was like, "Huh? Huh?"
and I think that's what I texted you. Was like, man, what the hell?
He did. He immediately picked up his phone and texted you.
And just so you know, I'm not sorry.
You shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be. It's a great. I mean,
It's exactly what it should have been.
Stephen King never apologized for his,
No.
you know what I'm saying?
I actually, just for the hell of it, sent
Yeah.
an inquiry to Stephen King's agent yesterday.
Really?
Did you?
For the hell of it, really.
Just to
I
see
love
what happened.
that,
I love it,
though.
dude. I love it.
He's
We do
not
stuff like that,
taking
too.
Submissions, but why not?
Yeah, but we do got to ask because of this, you know, how detailed this book is, and you know, how it kind of goes back and forth, and you know, when you start talking about it, you got to wonder, like, where did your motivation come for the book? Like, what motivated you to be like, hey, I
For
think
the
I want to
book,
do this?
It started with a Dierks Bentley song called Roses in a Time Machine, where he's talking about going back in time and fixing his relationship. And he talks about that opening up wormholes and stuff like that. And that just got me thinking, which led to dreams, which I dreamt about it for about a month straight before I actually decided to write it down in my phone. Yeah.
Wow, that's
cool.
pretty damn cool. That's not.
This came from a song.
Yeah,
like, I mean, that
it's pretty
sparked
cool,
that,
bro. Like,
that thing.
yeah, I think, to tell you the
I
truth,
should really thank Dierks Bentley at some point.
You should.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean that.
Well, you just did.
Plus, I'd like to meet him. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, then,
that's.
I guess it's time to
But I mean,
send this off to him.
but it's, yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But it's so exciting that something as simple as a song, and then you look at how big this book is. You know what I'm saying? Something as simple as a song, you'll start writing from the inspiration or motivation from a song.
Right.
And the next thing you know, you got an entire book. So, I mean, because like, I know when you were done with the book, you was like, did I just do that?
Were you like, when you finished it, was it like a huge sigh of relief, or was it?
It was basically, my first thought after the first draft was done was, fuck, what do I do now?
Yeah.
6 goddamn years of my life.
Right.
And the book is older than my niece.
I love it.
By just like a few months.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just, what? I know I know I need to write a sequel, but like, do I want to write? Like, do I just want to go back to back? So right now I'm trying to promote my book.
Dude,
That's
your
awesome.
book, look at your book, to our fans, the people who listen to us, this book, you'd be not doing yourself a favor by not getting this book, because this is,
You need the book.
you need the book, you know what I'm saying, because it is.
That's why we've been promoting it
Yeah,
so much.
dude, we
because
believe in this book.
love
The book is amazing. When we hadn't read a book, I hadn't read a book in
That wasn't a textbook or an Air Force
or
manual,
a manual or something, but an actual book. Sit down and read a book in years. And so like this, like, it probably got me back into reading, and probably got me into the more so that world. The like, hey, the what if
kind of What If is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Starring Daniel Radcliffe.
Hey,
there you go.
We just watched the show.
Did you?
Yeah, not the movie, the cartoon version of the Marvel, the Disney Plus, the What If. And so
there's a movie with Daniel Radcliffe and Adam Driver.
I'll probably check it out. I will probably check it out.
Have you seen 500 Days of Summer?
Yes.
She has. I haven't.
It's very similar to that.
Okay. So we'll check it out.
Just, you get to see a little bit more of Daniel Radcliffe's bare ass than 500 Days of Summer. So.
Gotta say, if that's what you were doing to try to push me to the book, probably. Or to the movie.
Hold on. I can sway you on the movie real quick. Picture Kylo Ren and Harry Potter sitting on bleachers, drinking, and watching old people attempt sports while commenting on it.
That's awesome.
That was it?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go watch that.
Okay, so we got to watch that.
Okay, sold on that.
Yeah, we're definitely sold on that.
Sold on that. But that's something that we'll take a look at. But every author has that part in their book that is their most favorite part. You know what I'm saying? So what about you? Without giving so much away,
what's your favorite?
What is your favorite part of the book?
So because my book is broken up essentially into dimensions, I'm gonna say Houston, 1963.
That like that.
I think that was my
Yeah.
favorite too.
That was because when I got there, she was like, "Are you in Houston?"
I did love that. I was like,
1963.
I looked over his shoulder and I'm like, Houston,
That's what she
1963.
said when I was sitting. I was as she looked, she was like, "You in Houston, 1963." I just said, yes, I am.
And speaking of that chapter, real quick, I know you're gonna ask me about Easter eggs, but this is the first one that I realized that I put in. Did you guys get the Idlewood Airports?
Yes,
thing?
we did. We did.
Okay.
We absolutely did.
We did.
We did get that because you know what? You literally kind of took the next question out of our mouth.
Well, yeah, because I guess. Oh, he's back.
He's back. There he is.
I
He's
knew
back.
he'd
Yeah,
come
we
back.
knew you'd pop
He's
back.
popped
up.
back. It was the Idlewood answer.
Mhm.
We brought him back. No, I don't know if you know this or if anybody's ever said that, you're a numbers guy. So like I was going through and I'm like, okay, I know he's got Easter eggs in here somewhere. Like, so maybe I was overthinking, but there were some really
Just to be
great
clear,
references in there.
I am a numbers guy, and like I can do mental math like no one's business, drives people crazy. But yeah, as far as I know, I didn't really
Consciously.
put
Yeah.
consciously. Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
The only real Easter egg which it was a failed Easter egg. It ended up not working out, but let me move my head a bit. Other side, sorry. The shoe, the color of the shoe. I was only really, I basically don't want to put myself or anything that I'm familiar with into the book.
okay.
So basically I want to stay out of Kansas.
Mhm.
As best I can, just because that feels like I'm pandering.
And that is actually pretty awesome
Yeah,
thing.
I get that.
I
Yeah.
get that.
The only thing was the shoe on the cover was originally supposed to be sunflower yellow,
Okay.
just as a very subtle reference to Kansas.
Sure.
Okay.
But sunflower yellow is ugly.
It is.
Yeah.
So
Not a pretty color.
that,
It doesn't
that
come
didn't
through good on
happen.
ink.
Yeah.
No.
And so we were
That's
clearly
cool.
I guess, overthinking the numbers part. I mean, it just
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'll be sure to put in a lot of repeating numbers in the next one. And
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
like on
just
purpose,
to
okay.
fuck with us, it'd be great.
Make sure you do a shout out to DMWATS. Like this one's for you.
The dimension of
This
podcasters.
is-
Hold on, I'm figuring it out.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna do like 413s DM with watts. 20.
I see what you're doing there.
23, 1, 20, 19.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, thanks a lot. Well,
You know what? I'm actually thinking about doing a bank robbery in the next one, so maybe that'll come into play.
oh boy, we'll figure that
Well,
one.
we've already discussed that this needs to be a Netflix series. We've gone through the whole gamut: a video game, a Netflix series, a movie, and in
I'm not
every
sure I
single
trust
one.
Netflix at this point. But
Yeah.
Did
every
you see
single
what
one.
they did with Avatar?
Hey man, we're trying to sell the book.
Okay.
I'm
So
just.
maybe we'll edit that part out. We're trying to get
I
it
don't
to
even.
Netflix.
I just want him to know that we've already casted ourselves. in
Yeah, oh yeah,
every
definitely.
scene.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
Yeah, we've casted ourselves. Yeah. Just want
Okay,
you to know.
I've thought about that a little bit, but who'd you get?
us.
Oh,
No.
you.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, us. No.
Maybe you didn't hear us.
So no, actually,
We cast
Can
it
you do an
us.
Irish accent?
Huh?
Can you do an Irish accent?
Absolutely not. So
Okay.
as in every movie, as in every movie, they change the entire thing around. Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So clearly,
but what did we
Yep.
say? We like last week.
Except
Go ahead.
I'm gonna make sure just to with you in particular,
Mhm.
I'm gonna make the accent vital to the plot.
of course.
It
Jake,
has to.
Jake changed his name to Jackson. No reason. Jake changed his name to Jackson. But you clearly, we got to ask too. Like, where you got your inspiration and motivation. Like, was there any like research you had to do for the book too?
Oh yeah, that's what the 6 years was. Well, also it's just I hardly wrote at all in 2020. I think I mentioned that in the dedication.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck 2020.
Exactly. Yeah, we all think that.
I don't
yeah.
understand the problem.
Yes, he
I
does.
had
trust me.
grandparents before 2020.
Mhm.
No, they're all dead already. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Mhm.
a lot of that was just losing the will to write and it being basically an up and
Mhm.
down situation. But a lot of it, one thing in particular, there's one thing after Jake Gill gives a long speech about spoiler how many people he's killed. You know, that long speech.
Yes.
in
That was a
Houston?
long
Yes,
speech.
yes.
Yeah. And then Emily goes to her room and like looks up at the moon. I researched what phase of the moon that would be on in that particular day.
Wow.
And I
in
wondered that
1963.
because you specifically said it was, now I can't think, was it waning or waxing? I think it was wasn't it wax? It was waning.
Well, I just waxed, so probably waning. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was waning. And I was like, when I read that, not a lot of people would put that little detail in. And I was like, no, he knows what he's talking about. Like,
Mhm.
because that
And-
is
and
very,
what?
I was just saying that's very specific, like
Yeah.
to know
And
what
some
that
guy on
means.
Reddit, when I posted that and like keep writing subreddit or something like that, some guy's like, no one will care. Like, that's cool for you, but no one will care that's a waning moon. Bullshit.
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 So now
I cared.
Yeah, and I have to at least give my take on that part too. When he said nobody will care about that, that's a lot of time when people read a book, you know, especially people who are deep readers, you know, they appreciate the research. You know, they appreciate the detail.
Well, and
You
that
know what I
truth
mean?
to it.
And the truth to it. It adds truth to what you're doing. Like, okay, this guy isn't just, yeah, this happened. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like
Neil deGrasse Tyson convinced James Cameron to redo Titanic with the correct constellations where they were in the stars in 1912.
Because
I
it
mean-
adds that thing to it. It's a
Yeah.
correctness.
I'm not sure if you got this apart from it being sci-fi. I'm big on realism.
Yes.
yeah, we did get that.
That's why I made Emily as realistic as she is.
Yeah.
Yes. And she is totally, and that's what I was saying to you when I first met you, was you even down to the thoughts. I knew her. Like I could sit there and be like, yeah, this is every woman, every young woman. This is how we are. We just don't talk about it. This is sometimes what we think. We don't talk about it. And there's a part on the bus, the first when she's on the bus and you're talking about something she's thinking. And I was like, wow, there are a lot of people I have met, and a lot of women in particular, that would never say that out loud, that may have said that to me, things like that, that have this kind of reoccurring thing that happens. And I'm like, that's so awesome you put that in there.
Yeah. We totally agree with that, because
she is real.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like real talk. The more we talk, the more literally you flow into the next question. It's like it literally flows. But that was literally our next question. Like, hey, where did you come up with? Yeah, where did you come up with Emily from? We literally were that was the next question. What did you?
Emily is not inspired by anyone, anything.
Okay.
Completely my own creation. I wanted her. I wanted her to be real.
Okay.
And with how the flashbacks go and everything, I knew that I needed a woman protagonist.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Jake's the protagonist too, but
Right.
I'd say the main one is definitely Emily. And then I just basically like, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the subreddit, men writing women.
No, not that one.
There's one that basically just ridicules male writers, like published famed authors, for saying like her breasts heaved with disappointment. Like they just over sexualize shit that doesn't. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like feminize them when there's really no reason to.
Sure.
So I basically learned what not to do from that. Not
Of
that
course.
I mean,
And you did it
You did
well.
it. You did it very well.
And it was refreshing.
I would never write her nipples perked with anticipation.
Right.
But yeah, and I think I have a somewhat sex scene in the book, but I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, not really. I wouldn't really.
That's my point, though. Like I don't over sexualize her.
And I appreciated that though, because I'm a huge history buff. I'm a huge realist. I like details. And I'm not one to sit and read like about romance and stuff like that. That's just not.
I watched all 8 seasons of Game of Thrones, fast forward through every sex scene. It just wasn't, if a show relies on sex scenes,
like what is it really a show?
Does,
it's really
so at that point, how long did it take you to get through it?
Like I know.
2 minutes?
I was gonna say, you got about an hour's worth of footage after that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw some dragons at one point, and then Danny was dead.
Yeah, okay.
That's so true.
Yes, that's so
it's
true.
And I really appreciated the fact that it wasn't in there. Like, she was a person and not a,
object.
Right.
Yeah.
And you touch on some relationships, but it doesn't go there. And the first thing that
it's just basically a casual relationship.
Yeah. And
talking about a friend who boyfriend just proposed, and it's like, congratulations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I love that we can hear your voice in it. Like, it's not so much your voice, but you know what I mean? Like, I can hear the sarcasm.
I would like to think Emily doesn't sound that masculine.
Yeah,
but there's definitely that sarcasm in there.
Well, the way you isolate certain words, you can, the brain automatically just went to the tone, and it was awesome.
I was gonna say, I don't know if that's on purpose.
You were able to write tone.
You might have unknowingly did it, but the visualization we get of Emily, especially when she's talking to Jake a lot, it's like, like she's giving him a look like, you're a damn idiot.
It's how people interact. Like,
it's facts.
Exactly.
Facts.
It's not overdoing characters.
Right.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to build that up. And I think that just hit me. I think that's another reason why I love the book so much, because it was so, I didn't have to work hard at visualizing it, because I'm a visual person. I have a huge imagination. And
can I ask you something real quick?
Go ahead.
First of all, did you cast Emily in your head? You said Jake was.
I went to Jake. Emily, to me.
I'm just curious because I never describe her physically.
You don't
whatsoever.
And so to me, for some reason, and maybe it's just because, I went to. I can't think of her name.
I got the person in my head.
So, she's the chick I went to is.
What is she playing?
To me, she looks like Zooey Deschanel without that kind of girl next door thing, but Zooey Deschanel like. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well,
Zooey Deschanel, but without the bangs.
Right. Just, maybe longer hair, but more like her sister. Her sister played in Bones. So she has this deadpan kind of thing to her, but that kind of look, the strong featured look, where she's memorable without being like Jessica Rabbit.
And I think
she's memorable without being notable, right?
So there's the two people that came to mind. There's two that came to mind. I don't know if you ever watched that show Evil, but the lead female in that show Evil.
Oh, she'd be good too.
Because she's kind of in the show Evil.
Saying, she's memorable.
Yeah, she's memorable. Yeah, but like her whole character in that show is like, I don't believe any of this shit is going on until she's actually seeing it. She's like,
I'm gonna play along with it.
You know what I mean? And so, but to me, she has that look. And then the other person that I felt like that probably would do all right in it was the lead female that was in all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley. I thought she would do all right.
That's interesting.
in my opinion, I thought she would do all right because
She's strong.
yeah, she's strong figured. And you know, she got a pretty face, but at the same time, it's not, you wouldn't think that she'd be doing some of the things that Emily is doing in there. You know what I mean? And so it's like you wouldn't peg her for that, which is why I would think it works. That's just me on it. But
That's cool.
yeah, so those would be my 2 picks if I had to pick.
That's interesting in itself. Like that's so cool. It must be cool for you to like be able to ask those questions to people and hear their perspective of your character.
Yeah. So it's
honestly, there's like I remember Twilight when they cast Bella. Stephanie Meyer specifically didn't write descriptive features so that any girl could relate to her.
Okay.
For me, I just did it so that I didn't potentially over sexualize her.
I see what you're saying.
Awesome.
I didn't want to see her as an object, which obviously she's not. I saw her as a real human person.
Yeah.
The only thing in my mind that I can really see is, for whatever reason, in my mind she has black hair.
That's exactly what it was in my.
I can't see her face, don't know her height, body size, body shape, whatever. For whatever reason, she just has black hair.
For some reason, I thought you did describe her with black hair, because when I was thinking Keira Knightley, I was thinking about if they darkened her hair. And
I don't remember him
you didn't mention? Okay, for some reason I thought.
I mean, I'm prepared to accept that I'm wrong, but
no. I thought I seriously.
I think
the 2 people I pictured was like, yeah, that's part of the process. They would dye hair dark.
Yeah.
I think part of it was also I just black hair would be a natural contrast to Jake's red.
Sure.
Yeah. And so I get what you're saying. You don't want me in the movie. I get it. Yeah, no, it's fine. Exactly what you
if
said.
you want to dye your hair red, do an Irish accent, get into great fighting shape.
All I'm saying is the next book, you be like, hey, maybe Jake went through a metamorphosis and his whole entire body changed.
Jake just decides to beat a black guy from Derby, Kansas.
Exactly.
Which, you will be the guy getting punched. And you know what? Misty's just going to be there like, no, he deserved that. You can't say that word anymore, Davey. You knew that going in. What did he say? Nerf herder?
I'm just not. I just won't continue there.
This is awesome. Oh God, that's.
But hey, we do got another question for you, because every author has a favorite author.
Yeah, who are you?
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
It's not close. I only have 3 authors that I read really ever. I'm very set in my ways, and that is J.K. Rowling, Lee Child, who does the Jack Reacher series, and Christopher Paolini, who does Aragon.
Oh,
wow,
very cool.
That's cool.
There is a surprise in the book, but it's how you wrote the book and gave us this. And I know it's not a choose your own adventure books. I don't know if you read choose your own adventure.
Did you not get the choose your own adventure? Did you not get that version?
I love.
There's one where everyone's happy at the end.
Oh,
there's a version of no, there's not.
No,
I've never read one that
not at all.
Out.
No. We were huge in the choose your own adventure books
when we were kids. So it felt like you were giving me this other intertwined story through the dimensions. But what I want to ask you, and it's okay if the answer is, again, I'm reading too much into stuff, but as I usually do,
it's okay. Go ahead, baby.
There's 2 things I noticed. There's no table of contents, which I appreciated. Yeah. Did you do that on purpose?
Well, it basically, some of those chapters, the flashback chapters in particular, are like 1 page long.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, I feel like table only works if you have named chapters.
Right.
And I'm not going to name a page.
And And
It
but I
just-
also, it made me happy because I couldn't go to the table of contents and know where I was. Like to me, it led to the suspense of what that, because there were chapters that were just a page long, and it gave me that suspense to where, when looking for certain parts of the book as I was reading it, this anticipation thing started happening to where when I'd finally get back to a certain part of a story, I would get that rush, like you describe her getting.
Mhm.
I would get transported
euphoria?
back. Yes, the
Yeah.
euphoria.
Yeah.
And so I was so thankful you didn't. And I loved the way your chapters were. I loved the
Mhm.
fact that it wasn't a standard 20 pages or 40 pages. You went ahead and boldly declared that paragraph is a chapter. And I loved that about the book structurally.
Well, especially towards the flashbacks, like things start getting serious, and so I wanted to promote the suspense, get your mind racing, get you thinking about what might be happening,
And it worked.
and just
'Cause
basically overall screw with the reader.
you do,
Yeah,
though.
you do. Yeah, you
And
do.
that's amazing that you could even, I don't know that I've ever seen that concept or heard of that concept before. It never occurred to me that could happen, because towards the end of the book, you start picking up, you start switching, pages, and see another chapter gone,
Yeah.
and it becomes this heart
the
race.
flashbacks get a lot more rapid. I
Yes.
think.
And
And
it's just,
they're also, some of the things are also kind of mirrored.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say present day because, it takes place in the past,
right.
but what's currently happening, I guess. I'm not sure. How's a time traveler define present day?
That's true too.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm going to say it's what's currently happening to them. And
Perception. Yeah.
Your perception just starts getting, oh shit, oh
Yeah.
shit, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
It's
it
some pretty
was
good.
getting towards those last 50 pages. It was just this run. I was just running and
Mhm.
running, and it was so amazing how you were able to do that. I really appreciated that, and I needed to get that out.
Yeah. But
No, yeah, I'm a brilliant writer. Yeah.
You are. And the fact that you're just hiding out in Kansas. I mean, we all know that you're secretly probably Jake, and you're just here in this reality right now in this dimension.
Yep.
Tell you what, I'll give you a spoiler for the last book once it's all over.
Okay.
That will be interesting. Just remind me, okay?
Okay. I will.
Absolutely. So we've come to the fun part. We got to ask, this is where we sit here and say, hey, the author is still a person.
Yeah.
Whether you realize it or not. So we got a little fun thing that we put together. We like to call this or that.
Absolutely.
And so we're going to ask you a few things and see what you tell us, which one you
It's gonna
say
be
is
like
better.
a rapid fire.
Yeah,
like,
a rapid fire thing. You tell us
Okay.
which one is better.
You want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead, start.
Okay. Email or text?
Text.
Donut or donut holes?
Donut.
Okay. McD's or BK?
DK.
He's your
Yeah,
kind-
yeah.
He's your new best friend.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Lightsaber or blaster?
I'll show you my lightsaber collection when we're done with this.
Okay, all right. Well, I think that answered that question. Waffles or pancakes?
Waffles.
Winter or summer?
Winter.
Yeah. Good.
It's fucking hot and I sweat.
It is so hot, dude.
If the answer was summer before, this weather out here has made you be like, nah, I'm just chill. I'm wrong. Nah, I meant winter.
I really consider moving to Colorado during the summer months. Just
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
This is ridiculous.
It's bad.
hold on, okay, it's only 79 right now. But
Yeah. Tile or hardwood? Tile or hardwood? Sorry.
Hardwood.
Nice.
Giggity.
Red or blue?
Blue.
He tripped up on that one.
Mhm.
Okay.
Earbuds or headphones? This is a serious one.
Earbuds.
Okay. All right. So,
I
and the last
remember
one is
that.
probably the most serious one that we're going to
Yeah.
ask you.
This is for everything,
Yeah.
which is nothing at all. Marvel or DC?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let me phrase it like this.
I love this. I already love the
Batman
answer.
is much better, but I have a Batman tattoo.
And I'm not really sure what category I would put you in. Said Marvel is much. Well, you know what? No, hold on. I will say this. I have to agree. Marvel is much better.
Yeah.
But Batman is the shit. You know, to me, Batman is the shit. You know, I mean, let's go ahead and just say that right now. Batman is definitely the shit, bro. So he's
1 second.
yeah,
He's
yeah, no
stripping. We're at the stripper portion of Meet the Author with
Better be a
Damien Missy. Today on DM Watts.
My tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's awesome. That's awesome. You got
that's
your Batman
nice.
tattoo going on. Got nothing wrong with that, bro.
Yeah.
Very cool.
A fan. I would say a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhat of a fan.
Of the Dark Knight in particular.
There you go. Well, Josh, before we get off of here with you, man, you got some things coming up that you're about to be doing too, places you're about to be going to promote the book too. If you want to go ahead and shout some of that out too.
I'm gonna be at Second Saturday on obviously Saturday.
Yes.
Okay.
Assuming I'm waiting on an email back, I just read the rules. It said that everything has to be kid friendly, so I need to make sure that I'm allowed to be there.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, spoiler alert: this book is for fucking adults.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. It is.
Like my sister won't let my 15-year-old niece read it yet. So,
well,
that's
which probably
how
means
adult it is.
now she's more intrigued to read it.
Right.
I'm trying to get her to.
That's so cool.
Maybe you got anything else for this? I've got to say we've enjoyed the interview.
Yeah, no, this has been great.
We've really enjoyed the interview.
Enjoyed the book even more.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't wait.
Tell you what, dude. This is thank you for allowing us a chance to interview you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, this book is amazing.
It's amazing.
For those that stuck with us for the interview, you guys make sure you go out and get. It's called A Walk Through Dimensions by Josh Fredrick. You guys make sure you go ahead and check him out. It is
Second Saturday.
Yeah,
If you want to come out,
go ahead and meet him at Second Saturday. You said that's tomorrow?
Well, today is Friday, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say, oddly enough, Second Saturday is on a Saturday.
Yeah. So he'll be at Second Saturday. Yeah, that's a
Taco Tuesday now on a Friday.
That's in Wichita, right? Second Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Wichita on the 14th tomorrow. Tomorrow, August 14th. You guys make sure you guys go ahead and check them out. But hey, Josh, stick around. Once we end the recording, we'll talk a little bit more. But hey, guys, thanks a lot for showing up and taking a look at Josh's book. It's amazing.
Please pick up a copy.
Pick
We'll
up a
put
copy
links everywhere.
Yep.
We already have links everywhere, but we'll put it up more.
You can get it at DMWATS podcast.com at Things That We Love.
Yep.
And it's all over everywhere else too. So you guys, thanks for tuning in. So signing off for DMWATS, I'm Davey.
I'm Misty.
And we are DMWATS. And that's Josh. You guys take it easy over here, okay? Thank you.
Bye.